Welcome to Traffic Madness. This is where we're going to be talking about how to turn your small business into a slam dunk by combining Pinterest Skool and Pinterest and the directory on Skool. So for those of you that may be new here, my name is Heather Bors. I'm the owner of two Skool communities. One is called The Directory on Skool, and the other one is Wilder Profits. Both are focused on helping entrepreneurs get more visibility, traffic, and momentum online. But the directory helps businesses get discovered, while Wilder Profits helps women who are wanting to start their own business and grow their online business. But in today's session, we're going to show you how combining Pinterest and the directory on Skool can create evergreen visibility for your business. And this, there is absolutely nobody better, no one better to talk about this than the Pinterest king himself. So today we're joined by Tim Adam of Pinterest Skool, who is going to show us how Pinterest can become our evergreen traffic source for your business, and how you can combine what he teaches with the directory on Skool to get more eyes on what you're building without relying on constant social media presence. So with that, Tim, I'm going to have you take it away.
Awesome. Hey, welcome everybody. Awesome to see you guys in here. We were wondering where everybody was, but then Heather pushed a button and everybody appeared. So welcome you guys. What is today? Today is Friday the 13th, but guess what? That is actually a good number around our house. I know it's silly, right? But that was my wife's number in high school when she was playing all these sports and everything. So we always like, oh, number 13 is lucky, right? So today you guys are on the right call. You're going to be learning I'm going to teach you a little bit about Pinterest and how to create some pins. And we're going to talk about that because that's going to tie in perfectly to what we're going to be talking about, how to drive more traffic using the directory and Pinterest. Okay. So this is something that Heather and I have been talking about for, I don't know, a few months now. And we've done a few other talks in some other groups. And we're just like, everyone needs to know how to do this because it is a way for you to drive traffic to whatever you're working on, whatever you're doing, especially using the directory. Because in the directory, in Heather's directory, you're allowed to talk about more than just if you're a group owner or a school owner. You're allowed to talk about your actual business and what you're promoting and what you're creating. If you don't have a school, that's okay, right? Etsy shops, creators, whatever it is, we can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I actually just shifted this gear because I want to do this, because what I want to do first, I want to go over really quick. This is going to be like 11 minutes of me just talking about why you guys should be on Pinterest and what this should be for your business, and why every single one of you, if you're listening to this or watching, should be on Pinterest. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully I got that ability. Yes, I do. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. And some of you, and Heather, if you ever see my screen not being shared, just holler and speak up or whatever. And if you have anything other to add, because listen, Heather has been with me since on Pinterest Skool since the very beginning, when it was just me and her talking together. I don't even know. It was crazy. So I thank you, Heather, for having me on here today. And we're going to talk about, so what we're going to talk about is Pinterest. I can't see what that looks like, but Heather, does that look good? Like, can you see that? Okay, it looks great.
Yep, looks good.
All right, perfect. So let me talk to you guys about Pinterest really quick. All right, so y'all should be on Pinterest because there's 578 million monthly active users on Pinterest. I mean, that is literally one. If that's the only reason you should be on Pinterest, I mean, that's a lot of people, right? And that's also growing week, by month, by year. And these are the numbers from 2025. So 2026, we're probably pushing 600 million monthly active users. All right, so people are coming to Pinterest, and it's high conversion because they're coming to learn, they're coming to act, they're coming to purchase, create, and they're coming to buy, right? Because it is a search engine first. You're going to hear me say that in this next 12 or minutes or whatever, how Pinterest is a search engine and how we can grab onto that as evergreen traffic over time. All right. So high conversion, right? So anybody should be on Pinterest. We're talking DIY, fashion, food, fitness, home decor, health and wellness, making money. Anybody, this little paragraph that you see right there should just literally be X'd out and just say everyone, because people can find you just by searching, because it is a search engine and our pins are being found on Google. All right. Google, any search engine. Also crazy news. If you guys haven't heard, OpenAI is seriously contemplating buying Pinterest. Okay. So like $10 billion. It's crazy. I was this close to buying it, but I just didn't have enough funds, right? What that's going to mean for us, if that actually does happen, Pinterest is going to explode over this next year and be even crazier. So if you're not on Pinterest, you're going to be missing the boat. Even if that doesn't happen, you're still missing the boat if you're not on Pinterest, right? So why should we be on Pinterest? 1.5 billion pins are uploaded every single week. There's a lot of pins that are happening every single week. so many pins being uploaded. And if you're not doing it, you're missing out. So if you're on your phone, Pinterest says that you're using the Pinterest app more than one time a day, which absolutely makes sense. And one thing that I love about Pinterest, which I love everything about Pinterest, is that the searches are unbranded. I mean, they're not big box stores like Target and Walmart and things like that. The searches aren't, there's mainly for us small creators, like small business owners, right? People that are Skool owners or Etsy shop seller, or Etsy sellers, or bloggers or affiliate marketers. Small people like us. 96% of those searches are us, and that's good. It's great for us, right? So remember, 578 million monthly active users, growing 12% every single year. We got to be on there. So more reasons why we should be on Pinterest, because it is very unique. It is a search engine. And we talk about Pinterest as a social media site, but it's not. All right. We can like, share, and comment, but it's not a social media site. I mean, can you go on Instagram and search stuff? Like, it's so clunky and weird. You can't find anything that you're looking for. And maybe, I mean, Facebook is kind of the same way, but Pinterest, you type in what you want and you get what you need, like literally right there. And it's so visually appealing. We're going to talk about that too, but people are looking for those solutions. So it is a traffic generator, right? For a long-term traffic generator, right? We're talking about traffic to our blogs and websites, school pages, Etsy shops, whatever you want to drive traffic to, we can drive traffic to it, but it is long-term. So content longevity, our pins remain relevant for months. And I don't know why I always talk about this, but I'm going to cross months out and just say years. You guys, I've been literally pinning on Pinterest since the day that it started in 2010. And I have pins from then, and I see traffic and I see likes and clicks and everything from pins from 16 years ago. All right. So I am the living proof of the fact that like pins live on forever. I literally was on there the day that it started because I was on the wait list. My online journey started with me selling online on Etsy in 2007. I made my first dollar online in 2007 selling a modern industrial candle holder to someone in North Carolina. And I remember that because it was like, this is it. This is how I'm going to live the rest of my life. And guess what, guys? I quit my job a year and a half after starting my Etsy shop, and here we are. I've never had a boss except for maybe my wife. We want to create content that doesn't fade, right? If we're on Instagram and TikTok and all these other sites, our posts are going to fade away. If they go viral, great, but they're still going to fade away. But Pinterest is going to send traffic for a long-term time, right? Forever, right? So our growth potential to reach new audiences with keyword optimization is huge, because on Pinterest, things trend and things go down and things can go back up, right? We talk about using trends and how we can actually use those trends that are happening right now. But guess what? Things can go out of trend, but they can come back into trend. We're going to get found because it's a search engine. People are searching that. Okay. So today we're going to talk about just one little piece of information here. The super fun thing I started back in December. Heather was here for this ride and it was awesome. So we started a brand new Pinterest account just to bring myself down to the level of where 99% of people are, of like brand new Pinterest account, or maybe they haven't pinned anything for their business. I was just on a call yesterday with over 30 people and most of them had never pinned their own pin. They just were repinning stuff. I'm like, what? So I started a brand new Pinterest account in the plant and gardening scene because I knew that it was going to be good because there's a lot of people searching that stuff. But 0 likes, 0 followers, 0 pins, 0 knowledge in the plant, business, whatever you want to call it. But you guys, listen, I started it and my goal was to get 100,000 views in 30 days. And I was like, this is going to happen for sure, 100%. And well, it didn't happen, right? But what I was doing was I was showing everyone inside of Pinterest School how to do it live and what I was doing, every step that I took. But I figured out that it takes a little bit more to get 100,000 views with a new account. And that's fine because you guys walk through that with me and I gave you those steps of the things to do. And now we're almost at 200,000 views. We're almost, and it's amazing. So this is growing. It's been monetized with an Etsy shop. We won't even get into that today, but if you're not in Pinterest School, just join it. You'll see it. You'll see all that stuff. But the biggest takeaway I want you to remember for this right here, this slide, is whatever you're working on, whether it is Pinterest, a website, your course, a blog, a PDF, whatever it is, just launch it out there, get it out there. Don't wait till it's perfect. Okay. Everything that I've done in my online journey and all the businesses that I've started, if I would have waited till it was perfect, I would never would have started. I would be still literally delivering windows for Pella because that's what I was doing when I quit my job, because I never would have been able to launch it because it never would be perfect. But we're going to make it perfect over time. Like I'm still perfecting Pinterest School. We have 2,600 members. We're going to hit 2,700 members this weekend. And I'm still perfecting it, still figuring out what they need and what I can provide and making it striving for perfection, but that's never going to happen. So don't wait. just launch whatever you're working on. So let's get into this really quick, you guys. I'm going to go fast because I want to get into the traffic, what we're going to be talking about with the directory. But let's talk about creating the perfect pin, because our keyword research is going to what is the foundation of our perfect pin. If we don't know how to research our topic and know what people are searching on Pinterest, then we're not gonna get traffic, right? Because if I'm trying to rank for something that nobody's searching for, how am I going to get traffic, right? No one's searching for it. All right, so there's 1.1 billion monthly searches every single month. That is crazy. That's a lot of people searching stuff. I mean, think about it. There's 578 million monthly active users. I'm probably searching 5 things a day or whatever, and if everybody does that, there's a billion searches right there. So remember, if you have the right keywords, you're going to get found. And if you have the wrong keywords, you're going to stay invisible. That's just the bottom line. It's just how search engines work. We're not doom scrolling like Instagram and randomly finding something. We are searching for something on Pinterest. We meaning everyone, right? So your big takeaway for this today, you guys, is make sure you start with what people are searching for, not with what you think is cool, right? If you think, like, I'm going to use flowers as an example. If I think purple flowers are the coolest thing in the world, and I'm doing all this content about purple flowers, but nobody's searching for it, well, then no one's going to find it because no one's looking for it, right? So you got to figure out inside your niche, what are people searching for? What are the problems? What solutions can you come up with the problems that people are searching for? So how do we find these answers? 2 tools. All right. The first number 1 tool is right inside your Pinterest account. It's free. It's called Pinterest Trends. All right. This is right. If you have a business account, and you don't have a business account, you need to switch it over today because you're missing out on analytics. You're missing out on this kind of stuff. You're missing out on everything. And it's free to do.
And the
Pinterest
analytics
Trends.
make it fun to watch your growth too. So, I mean, you just need to see what's going on.
100%. You need to see what's going on so you can replicate the things that are working and make them, recreate them over and over again. So Pinterest Trends is a fun tool. It helps us. It shows us what's trending. Pinterest takes all the data from the years and years of pins and billions of pins, and it analyzes those and it tells us what's trending. It tells us what's going to be trending, and Pinterest predicts. So I can know, like, in a month or 3 months or a year from now, I'm going to know what's trending so I can start planning my content, right? But one thing that Pinterest Trends doesn't tell us is the search volume, monthly search volume. How many people are actually searching for it? This kind of just gives us some graphs and some trending things, which is really cool. But there's a tool that I recommend. If you hang around me long enough, you will know that I recommend PinClicks 100%. This has changed my business, changed the way that I run Pinterest, changed the way that I teach Pinterest, because it is the most powerful tool that you guys could use. I am an affiliate for it, but let me just show you the power of this tool really quick. So if I'm in the art category here on PinClicks, and if you look, this is just one search, one category, literally not even search anything, just clicking a button, but drawing ideas. I love using this one because 19 million people every single month are typing into the search bar, drawing ideas. If you're an artist or you teach people how to draw, hello, 19 million people, right? So this tells us the monthly search volume. This is just one little example, but it helps you dig deeper into your niche. So what other things, if I'm an artist, what other things can I dig down into? And it also helps me find those top pins in that niche, and it helps me spy on my competitors and figure out what they're doing and what they're not doing so I can make better pins and get up to the top of the search for what we're trying to rank for. So PinClicks is my number 1 way that I find out what pins to create, how to get traffic, how to make money. This is literally what I use. I can't say enough about that. But next step, creating the perfect pin. Obviously, guys, we got to talk about the fun stuff because it is a visual search engine, right? So we're talking about what are our visuals, right? So we want to make sure that we are posting the correct size. So Pinterest allows us to post little squares, but they also allow us to post tall, skinny pins. And so why don't we do that? Why don't we take up that real estate that Pinterest allows us to take up? But we want to make sure that our pictures and our graphics are high quality and our text is readable. Right? If I'm posting like a pin with like cursive that nobody can read, guess what? People are going to scroll right past it and move on to the next pin that they can read. Right? So we want to make sure our graphics are high quality and our images make sense. If it's blurry and nobody knows what it is, they're just going to move on. So make sure we do that and we have those graphics on point. All right. So what kind of pins can we post and pin? We can use standard pins. Obviously, photos and graphics are the number 1 thing. There's 95% of pins that are on Pinterest are just images. And that makes sense because we were able to do that. So years, maybe 5 years ago or something, we were allowed to start posting video pins. So video pins are super powerful. I talk about creating short ones, short video pins under 15 seconds so you can drive traffic off of Pinterest back to where you want to go. And video pins can be like a short snippet of maybe a tip that you give and saying, hey, make sure you go to the next, visit the site and watch the full video here, or just something that like movement. Like here's an example. I posted, it's a field of lavenders. It is a static pin, just an image, but then I created a AI generated video of just lavender like blowing in the wind. And guess what? Guess what got more traction? It was the video, because people see that like, ooh, that's nice. I'm going to click on it. And then they're going to move over to my blog. That was my plan for that one. So video pins are awesome. I talk about idea pins right here. Those are kind of going away. They're fading away. They're turning into video pins. So I just kind of put that on there. We can do carousel pins, just like on Instagram. We can do carousels where there's more than one image. They're there. They're awesome. I use those not all the time, but they're definitely a powerful tool. So when we're talking about our actual pins, we want to talk about our description. So make sure our description makes sense. Make sure our description has a call to action in it, right? So we want to move people from Pinterest over to where we want them to go, right? So whether it's our blog or about page for Skool, it's a video, it's an Etsy shop, whatever we're trying to drive traffic to, we want them to go there, right? We don't want to keep them on Pinterest. And Pinterest loves when you move off of their site and find something that you like. Unlike Instagram and TikTok and other sites, they want to keep you on there with doom scrolling and all that kind of stuff. How long can you keep me on the platform? Pinterest wants people to visit other sites. That's the power of Pinterest, okay? So make sure we have that call to action, whether it's click here to learn or buy this or read more or whatever that call to action is. Make sure that's in the description so you're moving people from Pinterest over to your site. The other piece of the puzzle right here is our links. So if I'm talking about purple flowers over here on my pin, but I'm talking about yellow flowers over here on my blog post, guess what? Pinterest is not going to rank your pin for purple flowers. They're is going to be like, well, that site doesn't make sense. So it's not going to rank that the way you want it to. So make sure your links are making sense where you're sending traffic to. Make sure they make sense. And one other thing there here that I like to talk about is broken links. What that really means is if your blog is deleted or your website goes away, if you have a link that's broken, try to fix it. But sometimes we can't. So I say, don't delete it. Just leave it, because you never know if someone's going to find that pin and then follow you and like your content. So keep those pins on there. I recommend they just don't delete anything unless you have some crazy misspelling on your image that you can't change, or you uploaded an AI image where the person has like 5 arms or something. Like, you might want to delete those, right? Think about that. Keep your pins up there. I do not delete any pins, and even if the links are broken, I had a blog that got deleted by accident by someone at the hosting company that deleted my blog, like 3,000 blog posts over like 10 years. The blog got deleted. And I mean, it was so many pins, but I'm not going to go back and change those because the content's still up there. So, hey, if you have a website or a blog, back it up every single day. Just word of advice. All right. So let's move on to SEO. So one of the most important things is our SEO. And don't tune out, don't go away, because SEO is super important with our pins. And I make it so simple for you. There's only 5 places that we want to really focus on putting our keywords, and it's our board names, our board description, our pin titles, descriptions, and alt tags. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Pinterest at all, your pins live on a board. Pin goes inside a board where it should go, right? If I'm talking about purple flowers, then I'm going to put my pins in a purple flower board. I mean, it just makes sense, guys. So your board name and description, it's got to have that keyword in there. Your title and descriptions and your alt tag. Those are the places that you want to have that are very hyper important. All right. So if I'm talking about purple flowers, my pin title is going to say something about purple flowers. My description is going to say it in more than one place, not stuffing those keywords in there, making sure that they make sense. The readers are like, okay, yeah. And also the alt tags. So alt tags are meta description stuff where telling the search engine what that image is. Okay, now search engines have these AI scanners and they'll tell you what the image is, but we still have the ability on Pinterest to tell them what the image is. So let's tell them what it is. I've seen firsthand pin clicks. We can see what the alt tag is, and we can tell. Tether knows. Like, I know. I look at pins all the time and say, oh, that alt tag was generated by Pinterest. All right, Pinterest AI. But if we can tell Pinterest what our alt tag is, that is even better. Okay, so that's it. That's literally simple SEO. If you're not in Pinterest School, get in there, because I have a course that's free. It's called Simple SEO. It breaks it down for you in like 3 videos. But there's a tool right here that I created back in November. If you guys aren't creating awesome tools with Canva Pro, you should do it and just have fun with it because it is the coolest thing in the world. I created this tool in November. It's one of the first tools I created. Heather was like one of the first person to use it back in then, but it is a literally really simple tool. It's not automated by any means. Like you still have to paste in your keyword and paste in your title and description, but it gives you a score based on keyword relevance, keyword density, and things like that. And it tells you what to fix. And even today inside of Pinterest School, one of our new members that joined yesterday was like, she posted a screenshot of her 100% score, which was like, oh, wow, that's awesome to get that and post that. And it's a tool for you to learn SEO and where all your keywords go. It's a simple one, but once you learn where those keywords go, you don't even need this tool anymore because it's a learning tool, right? But it's always there to help. So that's right inside there in Pinterest School. So let's get into some more fun stuff because everybody loves the visuals. Let's take a look at ththese 5 pins. These are some of my five top performing pins on Plant and Bloom, which is that brand new account. And we're going to talk about this one with the big red arrow right here. And it is all about AI. AI, because listen, this is a 100% straight up AI generated image. I was not in the field of Tuscany and sunset taking this picture, but what I wanted to find out was like what was trending on Pinterest in this niche, right? So like, okay, daisies were people like daisies. Okay, that's good. People like to travel to anywhere but Tuscany, and then they love sunset. So I took those 3 trending topics and I mashed them all into one pin and I created this thing. And here we go. We have one of my top performing pins. I created like regular pins. I created some video pins and it's performed very, very well. So people always ask me like, okay, is it okay to upload AI images? And 100% yes. All right. It is encouraged that you do that because Pinterest loves new content, fresh content, right? New images. And I just learned something today. Talk about it just for a second, but Pinterest just filed a patent in March all about scanning images and all these different things, and they are actually tagging images that are fresh. Okay, this is the Pinterest is going to say this is the first time I saw this image, and it's going to tag it. All right. So the more fresh content, new images that we can put up, the better. We want to make sure that we are putting up fresh content every single time. Okay. Something different about it. But AI images are the way to go. If you look at every single one of these images on this screen, there is some AI modified element inside of them. Okay. Whether it's text with Canva or it's an image inside of it. I'm pretty sure this 3 images on this pin on the right are AI generated. But what I also want to talk about, guys, is like call to action. We can have our call to action right on our pin. So if I want somebody to go over to my blog and read more about these house plants, I'm going to say read more, right? So they're going to click on that and like, oh, well, here, the information is not here on Pinterest. I need to go over to this website. I'm going to read more. All right. So sometimes we can have that call to action right on our pin, like buy this, read more, download here, whatever that is. But we can also have an implied call to action, like so beginner's guide on how to grow succulents. Well, I'm not going to get the beginner's guide here on Pinterest, but we know that we have to go to the website or the blog or the download or whatever it is to go get that how to guide, right? So that's an implied call to action. If we take a look at this middle one, this is one of my top performing pins, besides the daisies one and the lavender fields and all that kind of stuff. But this is one that drives traffic right to my Etsy shop because when I started Plant to Bloom, I wanted to monetize this project that I was doing. So I have an Etsy shop where I sell AI generated art, right? AI generated downloadable wall art. That's literally what I sell. Absolutely love it. I love being creative with AI. It's so much fun. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to see if I could generate some income, which we definitely have. But what I wanted to do with Pinterest is test. Okay, so I've got this nice gray and that fits in with the theme of like, I don't know, just everything else that I saw. But I wanted to test something and make this border be like annoying bright yellow and annoying like bright pink and just keep everything else in the middle, but see if it would perform. And lo and behold, it did not. So what I did was I was able to test 3 times, 3 different pins and quickly and free, because that's Pinterest is free, you guys. I don't know if you knew that, but you can pin for free and get traffic for free. Everybody talks about free traffic. It's real. It's a real thing. But what I found out, those pink and annoying yellow borders did not work well. So I was sticking with what worked. So I made more with the gray border. And that's the power of Pinterest to be able to A/B test stuff. It's awesome, you guys. Okay, so moving on. This is the last piece of the puzzle to creating that perfect pin and getting on Pinterest and getting traffic is consistency. Okay. So if there's anything you guys, we're all grown-ups here, right? We all know that if we're not consistent with something, we're not going to see results, right? You got to be consistent. Okay. On Pinterest, what does that mean? But consistency, we want to have everyday activity. But that doesn't mean you have to spend hours on Pinterest by any means at all. I talk about maybe spending 5 to 10 minutes a day on Pinterest with the things that we need to do. The easiest thing you could do today to show Pinterest that you're active and you're not just spamming your pins and your links is repin other people's stuff. All right. So from the dawn of time when Pinterest started in 2010, Pinterest was a bookmarking site. It still is. We can save pins to boards from other people. We put them in there. We can go and find them. That is the basis. That is the basic things that you can do on Pinterest is save other people's pins, right? So repin. So you might think, Tim, what in the world are you talking about? Why would I ever pin somebody else's stuff to my own boards? But guess what, you guys? No one is finding out that you're pinning someone else's pin. The only way they can find that is that they go to your account, go to your boards and see other pins. And there they might not even know. So we're always pinning and repinning. It's not hurting your account by pinning a purple flower from me and pinning a purple flower from somebody else. It's not hurting. You might not want to pin your direct competitor. Still not going to hurt you, but you might not want to if you feel bad about it. Right. So repins are so easy to do. You can go in there and repin 5 to 10 repins every single day and show Pinterest that you are using their platform and you're not just using it only to post your links. Okay. That's what I recommend. And that's what I see the best results. I've been doing that for years. And that's why I have millions and millions of views over on my Pinterest account, not Pellington Bloom, but the other one. All right. So fresh pins. Okay. Just what we talked about earlier with that new patent that just came out that just released, make sure you're uploading fresh pins. Okay. That means fresh images, fresh title and descriptions. It could be the same link. Okay. Think about that. I can send traffic. I can send as many pins as I want. I can have as many pins as I want going to one link, but I want fresh images, fresh titles and descriptions, but they can go to the same link. All right. But what I recommend you guys is make sure that we do that at least one time a day. And we'll talk about it in just a second. But the final piece of the puzzle of this activity, you don't have to do this every day, but keyword research. We talked about researching your niche and finding out what's trending. So get outside of your own little box that you're in and you're like, I got to teach this. This is what everybody needs to know. But do you really know what people want in your niche or what people are searching for? You can find that out on Pinterest. People are searching for what they need, what they want, what they want to learn how to do. They're finding that on Pinterest. It's literally the perfect place to figure out what people want and what people need. But if you're not doing the research, you don't know. So what I recommend is get on Pinterest trends, get on PinClicks if you can, get on just AI. Chat GPT is going to help you just figure out what people are searching for. It really is. Like I have a tool inside of Pinterest Skool called the Pinterest Traffic Ninja, and there's things that it helps you do, and research is one of them. So get on that. If you're not a premium member of Pinterest Skool and you're listening to this call, it's literally $14 a month. You guys should just literally do it.
That Pinterest, that Pinterest Ninja for anybody who has not been using Pinterest is a great way to get started because it takes all of the guesswork out of it. So if you're not if you're not familiar with using Pinterest, I would highly recommend getting over into Pinterest Skool, grabbing that tool and playing around with it because it's a game changer. You can pin like 16 pins in like 20 minutes.
Literally, Heather, right before this, I was talking with Michelle Spark. I don't know if she's probably down on here. Who knows if she's listening, but she was like, Tim, how do I even do this for my business? And she's like a premium member, all that kind of stuff. She has the access. I'm like, Michelle, give me like 2 minutes. I went over the Pin Traffic Ninja. I created a brand new pin for her in the spring keyword niche that we're kind of working on. And it takes the guesswork out of it. So easy, you guys. Okay. So this is what I want you guys to think about. Okay. Can you create one pin a day? Can you create one pin a day? If you do that, that's 30 pins. That's 30 pieces of content out on the internet that can drive traffic back to whatever you're working on, whether it's your about page, your website, your shop. That's 30 pins. But can you do 60? Can you do 2 pins a day, right? That's 60 pins. Can you do 100 pins a month? If you did 100 pins a month, can you imagine how much potential you could have traffic and sales that you could get just for free, just by your time, how much potential there could be right there if you have 100 pins a month, right? And I recommend for you guys to do this. If you can, use a scheduler. So you can sit down for an hour and create a number of pins that are highly optimized and keyword rich in the right spaces. Using some tools that I give you inside of Pinterest Skool and doing that and getting that done. Can you imagine at the end of the year, if you did 100 pins a month? I mean, I can't even do math, right? What is that? It's a lot of pins, right? And it's a lot of traffic that could be driving back to whatever you're working on, evergreen for years. Okay. And you do it once. All right. So get out there, do that kind of stuff. Let's talk about really quick before we have one more thing before we get into how we can even use the directory and what we have for you today. And so let me talk about this amazing thing first. So this is a little thing that I did. It's called cross-platform growth. And this actually ties in very well with the directory because The school is a platform. But we're talking about Instagram in this particular instance right here. I posted a Instagram reel of an artist making a piece of wall art. Okay. It got 2.4 million views over on Instagram, 14-second long video of her creating this piece of art. If you look really close, this was posted in April of 2024. This is like 2 years ago. So then when it died, it did go kind of viral, right? I mean, we had millions of views on that, but guess what? Once it goes viral and it's done, it's not going viral again. But what I wanted to do is I posted it on Pinterest to see what would happen. So a month later, I posted it on Pinterest and we got some views. Then all of a sudden, a month and a half later, boom, we're talking 20, 30,000 views every single day to this pin. And guess where I was driving traffic? I was driving traffic back to Instagram. So I can infuse more traffic into my Instagram reel that, I mean, I didn't spend time making it, but whatever. We posted it and got permission and all these things and promoted it, did whatever. And we got views. So now we're pumping traffic back into a dead Instagram reel, right? And it's amazing. So this pin posted 2 years ago is up to 10 is I think that I should have looked at it today before we started this call, but it should be 11 million views and it's still trending, still getting views to this day, driving traffic back to my Instagram, cross-platform growth, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Skool. Okay, so cross-platform. Can we drive traffic back to a piece of content that we created one time that might not be getting traffic, but can we drive traffic back to it? Yes, we can. And we can do that with Pinterest, and we can do that over time, evergreen for years, right? If we create the right pins. All right, so think about that. Extends the life of our content. It enhances our visibility and it drives our brand growth over time. Create content once and we promote it with Pinterest and we drive traffic to it over time. Evergreen. I can't say that enough, you guys. Can you do things one time? If you have the ability to do things once and like still get traffic over time, we want to be able to do that, right? Because we're so busy. Everybody has everything going on in their life. And if we can set it and forget it, that's what we need to do. So listen, that's the end of my talk about Pinterest. I'm going to close this screen out and we're going to open this one up. Today, I'm super excited about this because listen, I'm excited about everything Pinterest, and this all ties in together. Heather and I decided to talk about how we can use public school posts. Okay, we're going to be directly. Oh, there is a way that we can use the directory, and we want to show you how you can do that. And we're gonna do that. We're gonna get in here. So let's move on. So the directory, if you didn't know, is a public school group. And what does that mean? So any post that gets posted in the directory is public. Okay, so any post, any school or classroom post that's in there, it's public. And what that means is anybody can see it, right? So if I'm not a member, I can go over there and look and I can check it out and read everything and click on links. But I can't comment and I can't like, which is okay, but that actually just promotes people to join it. But what happens is search engines are picking them up. All right, so Google and any other search engine is picking up these links and it basically creates a small little website for you every single time that you create one of these posts. All right, so it's public. It's amazing. Heather knew that from the beginning before she even started. The directory is like going to be public because everyone can see it, and Google is picking it up. And we're gonna maximize that and capitalize on that today, and how you guys can use. You're all in the directory anyway, so how can we get more traffic to the posts that we post in our directory? We're going to maximize our posts by the content that we post on there. And we're going to drive traffic to our posts using Pinterest. And I'm going to show you all that in this system. All right. So we're turning our school posts into long-term traffic assets, right? SEO on Skool plus Pinterest. Okay. This is the formula. It seems so basic, but we're going to talk about all these things and what we can do. So our table of contents in this little talk right here is what's the problem, what's the opportunity, and what's the system and the strategy. All right. Our problem is why do most of these school posts, why they don't drive traffic, why they're seen once, they're buried, rarely optimized for search. There's no external traffic source, and there's no compounding growth. So let's talk about this first one. All right. They're only seen once and they get buried. So there's a couple ways that we can combat this, right? And Heather can talk on this in a second too and give her pieces of advice on this as well. So let me give you my journey really quick of how me getting outside of my own school, Pinterest school, and getting into other schools and actually promoting and talking to people and making connections. So I did that probably back in, it might've been November or something, maybe early December. I decided like, oh, I should probably like start talking to other people and get outside of my own Pinterest school, right? So what happens is I started to join the other schools. This is before the directory is around, but I started joining the other schools where I could promote my offers and basically just my school group. But what was happening quickly was like lots of people are in there and I post about it and it gets buried, right? People, if nobody comments on your post, then your post is going to get buried and it's going to get unseen and as soon as it gets down off that first page, it's gone. No one's searching other pages, right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we provide value in our posts. Like ask a question, put a poll up, ask a question, provide value. Maybe it's a question that somebody might have about a specific topic. Maybe you're answering that question. Maybe you did some keyword research and you found out what questions are people asking and you're actually answering those questions, right? Think about that. If you're answering the questions that everybody has on a public school post, not only are they going to be found on Skool, but they're going to be found on Google, right? If people are saying, how do I make money on Pinterest? I'm going to create as many posts as I can on the directory about how to make money on Pinterest. And I'm going to provide those answers and then link back to Skool, my Pinterest school. But now I answer those questions in that post. I created a blog post basically on how to make money on Pinterest. That's just an example. But if you're providing value and asking questions and maybe putting a poll up, people are going to interact with your post. Okay? That's just what's going to happen. So then your post is going to stay up near the top. Right? If there's the more interaction that you have, the closer to the top of anyone's school community, that's where it's going to stay. Not just a directory, but any school. So what I like to recommend to you guys, let's say you hit a post that like resonates with a bunch of users and you're like, oh, okay, look, I've got all these comments. There's 20 comments on here. What I recommend for you to do as a user of the directory, I would recommend that you go through those posts and don't comment on every single one of those comments in the first 5 minutes. Spread those comments out over the next couple hours, the next couple days. Revisit your post. And if somebody has an open comment on it. Because now what happens when you comment on it, it moves up to the top. I know this is basic information, you guys, but listen, this is the stuff that I started doing in some of these posts. I would create posts every single day and I would go back to my post that I created and I would comment. And now my post, sometimes you would go into some of these groups and you're like, the first 10 posts are mine because I commented on, but I do not recommend that you guys just go in there and spam it. All right. Group owners like Heather and other people will not recommend and not like that you just go in there and spam comment your stuff to get it up to the top. You need to create conversation and create good conversation. All right. Because I know that school owners will put you on lockdown and delete your stuff. So don't do that, right? Create conversation. I would delete you. That's maybe not delete you, but delete your post. All right. So be nice, right? Don't spam stuff. Okay. So is that right, Heather? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the idea that you talk about going in and creating space in there in the comments, which also gives you a little bit of flexibility too, because I know some of us, when we're trying to be engaging in all of these other communities, it feels so, oh my gosh, my notifications are going crazy. It's okay.
Right.
Take a breather. You can come back to it. But just if you've got, especially like today, we had posts in other communities for this talk. And so just before this post, I'd go into those other communities, find my post and bump it to the top again, just to get it up there for any last minute people that wanted to join us. So it's a great way to be front and center without having to actually have a pinned post.
Yep. It goes right up to the top. 100%. Right. So why are they? So that's awesome. So, but why are these posts rarely optimized for search? Well, because when we go in there, all we're really doing is we're not spamming, but we're allowed to do it. Obviously, we're allowed to do. We're not spamming. We're allowed to post these posts, but we don't have it optimized. And we're going to talk about how we optimize these posts for our search in just a few seconds here. So stick with me. Obviously, you guys, how many of you, you don't have to raise your hand or comment or anything, but just think about this. How many of you are driving traffic back to the directory posts? I can guarantee you only two of us are, and this me and Heather, right? We're driving traffic back to our posts. Maybe some of you are doing it, but you gotta get this out of your mind. You gotta remember, you gotta get this into your mind. You gotta remember this is a piece of content that I just posted that can be found on Google that I could drive traffic back to. All right, there's an element that we're not even going to talk about today, but you as members of the directory are all affiliates for Heather's directory. Okay, so if you're driving traffic back to a Skool post and someone reads it, they think they're not on Skool, they're not in the directory, but they want to interact with it. If they want to like or comment, they have to join the directory. And guess what? And do it correctly, you are now an affiliate for that person. If they decide later on to join and pay Heather to be in the directory as a premium member, then you get paid as well. So not only are we providing content, We're actually providing a second income stream by people joining with your affiliate link. And that's something we will talk about, not today because it goes a little bit technical, but we will have this wherever Heather puts this. I will do a video and have this up for you guys and show you exactly how to do it. There's a tool that I built that does it for you to take every single post on Skool and create an affiliate link for yourself. Okay, so you can promote that. Okay, so we don't have any compounding growth. That makes sense. You know, what I like to do, if I have a really good post that's providing information and we have comments and we have downloads, we have all this really good stuff, I want to go out on Pinterest and create 10 pins linking back to this one post. The power of that, you guys, if you can be an affiliate for that group, if you can then inside that post, it's driving traffic back to your own offer. It's amazing, you guys. So that compounding growth is there. So we're moving on to the opportunity, right? So our Skool SEO plus Pinterest. All right, it's compounding traffic, right? The public school post can rank on Google and AI search. Pinterest sends long-term evergreen traffic, and one strong post can work for months or years or forever, right? One strong post, one post on the Skool directory can help you drive traffic to wherever you're trying to drive traffic to, because we took the right steps, and we're talking about that today. So let's look at let's look at some proof here. All right, these were taken before. Man, I think the directory was like in its infancy when I took these screenshots, but you're going to see that Skool is showing up in Google. So let's see, Pinterest. We have this is skool.com. Skool is showing up in Google search. This is another one for like whatever. Oh yeah, funnels and things like that. They are showing up in the search. Okay. And that's what we want to make sure that our posts are showing up in the search as well. We're going to talk about our directory and public school post SEO and how we can get those to rank quickly. And that's coming up in just a second here. But the whole system of this, you guys. So we want to understand how Skool traffic actually works. So we're posting quality, engaging posts that encourage comments. Okay. Proper SEO and keywords. And we talked about the commenting tip. Yeah, that's my reminder to tell you about. Spread your comments out, spread them out, so we can keep getting those posts in front of people. All right. Now that we're talking about it, we're gonna have everybody battling for that. But whatever, that's the way it is. Like, it's gonna help Heather out get more activity every single day, right, Heather? All right. So, but you guys, listen. Like I talked about, do keyword research. All right. Even though you're doing keyword research, maybe only on Pinterest, but why not do keyword research on Google? These public posts are being found on Google every single day. So let's do the keyword research and create some posts that help people out, right? If I'm in the gardening niche and I'm posting about gardening, like, I should know what people are searching for. So what are people having trouble with? Can I fix those problems? And if they're searching for it, they're going to find the solution and in the post that I created. All right. So our compounding traffic is our pinning straight from our actual posts. Oh, we can actually use other places like YouTube, and we can also use places like Substack to even send traffic back to, anywhere you can post a link, you can post your directory post link. It's really great. All right. So make sure we get on that. So let's talk about the directory for a second. I want Heather, if you guys are in here, Heather's like, what? I'm talking now. So I want Heather just to talk on the directory just a little bit. You guys are all on here. We've got how many people? We got a lot of people. We got 18, 17 people here that are in the directory. I want Heather to talk a little bit about what the directory is, so she can y'all can hear her voice and how this can help your guys' business.
Thanks. So the directory was something that I created because I knew there was a lot of small business owners out there that did not want to have their own community. They didn't want to have to deal with trying to grow a community, but they still had offers. And I know that outside of Skool, there's people that have Facebook groups, or they have social media accounts that they want to drive traffic to, or a website or an Etsy blog. And those types of people weren't really getting represented on Skool. And I wanted to create a place for them to be able to come and self-promote, but do it in a way that's not spammy. And on top of it, this whole directory has turned into more of a networking space. And so when people come in here, not only are they able to find what it is that you have to offer, but they're able to find solutions for themselves, as well as promote their own offers and whatnot as well. And now it's becoming a space where people can come in and do talks like this, so they get even more visibility. The whole idea behind the directory on Skool is to come together as business owners that want to grow, but they also want to support others. So it's not just a link drop space. links. But as a premium member, you are able to post your links. So if you're not a premium member, that's when the idea of collaboration and networking comes in. You are still able to promote, self-promote what you have to offer. You just can't have your links. So there's like a little bit of a extra step in there for people to find your offer. They see it, they want to interact with you, they get to know more about you. So the more active you are in the community, the more chances that they're going to see what you have to offer. They're going to interact with you. They're going to start to understand who you are, and they're going to want to pursue what it is that you're offering.
I love it, you guys. And so also too, remember when you're a premium member, you're able to now create these posts that are public and drive traffic, right? For long outside of the directory. Okay. So make sure you guys get on that. The directory is awesome. I've been there since the day that it started, and it is a great place. So we're going to be talking about how we can optimize our directories posts. All right. So how can we do this? So we want to make sure. All right. So this post, I'm going to share my screen back again. And let me show you guys. This is an actual post that I posted there on the directory, and it was all about this is a fully optimized, but except for one thing, and I'll talk about what that is in a second. We have our keywords inside of here. So Pinterest isn't just for cheesy potatoes. And what is he talking about? So I love cheesy potatoes is something very interesting that's trending on Pinterest. This is a very niche-y thing, but we're talking about evergreen traffic as well. So you're going to see that inside we have Pinterest, we have cheesy potatoes, and we have evergreen traffic. Those are just my keywords that I'm trying to rank for. So you're going to find those inside of here. You're going to see that I'm linking back to my about page right here to join Pinterest Skool. Okay, we're talking about Pinterest all up inside there. Posts on Skool, you can have unlimited. This literally could be. There might be a limit, but you're not gonna reach it. I'm thinking post like I don't even know 3,000 words or something crazy like that. You shouldn't get to that. But what I also want to talk to you guys about that I know most of you are not doing. Okay, is actually posting an image that's pinnable. Okay, so what I just read, I told you about the patent that just got filed on Pinterest. Pinterest is looking. Okay, if I'm pinning something on Pinterest, is the image on Pinterest and is the image sitting where I'm linking to? Guess what? Here it is. And if I click on this, it's going to go right over to my post and there it is. Okay. You want to have the image that's on Pinterest. You want to have it on the space that you're trying to pin to. Okay. Because now they're looking and saying, does this make sense? And it does. We're going to rank it higher. All right. So other things that you can add on Skool, because this is absolutely amazing, you guys. You guys are all in Skool. You have the ability to do this. All right. So I can add multiple images. I can add a GIF. And I can also add a downloadable PDF. Did you all know that? You can upload a PDF. Okay. Sometimes I like to add a PDF. I don't have a good example of just an image with clickable links on it. How about that? Right? Clickable links. I've done that a few times. Heather's probably seen that, but this is literally just a cheesy potato recipe. I know that Pinterest and I know that Google can read this. This is a PDF. Of course they can read it. So I'm talking about cheesy potatoes right inside there. Okay. So my keywords are inside this PDF. If I have links, I can do whatever I want with this PDF, you guys. I mean, you can create a PDF in Canva with links to whatever you want to link to. So that's even more, the more images and things that people can click on and for Google to look at, for Pinterest to look at, they're going to say, oh yeah, there is enough on here. But one thing I don't have on here is a video. What if you added it? I didn't have enough space, right? What if you had a video that was you talking about it, or a video that was, had whatever it is, whatever you're trying to offer, you're talking about that, or an AI generated video, you guys, that's talking about your exact topic, saying those keywords. The more times that we can get those keywords in every single piece of content that we post on here is huge, right? We have the ability to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things inside of a post. All right. But also we can put a poll in here. We talked about doing polls, right? So if I would edit this, I would go and edit this post. You can always do that. You guys can go back and edit your posts as well. I would put a poll in here. Do you like cheesy potatoes? Whatever. Something like that. I love putting, one little piece of advice. Like I like to put in like single.
The single polls are going over like big time right now on Skool.
I love cheese. Like, that's funny, right? Oh, I do. Okay, I love cheese, right? So whatever. So people are going to click on that. It's just something else is interactive, but guess what? That actually helps. If y'all want to help Heather out, y'all should. That helps Heather out with activity as well. Every single post that has a poll on it, those count as activity toward her group. All right. So if you're posting on Skool, do that. So single, this is not even a poll. This is just like, I agree. Yep. You don't even give them another option. And I do that all the time on Pinterest Skool. And I do it all around because it's cool. It's fun. And if they don't like it, they don't have to like it, right? So that's how we optimize these these posts, you guys. Instead of just posting our link and saying, sign up here, provide information, have fun with it, spend a little bit more time on it, and be intentional about these posts, and they're gonna be able to perform well. So what I'm gonna do is, now I have a Chrome extension, I'm gonna pin this right over on Pinterest. All right. Or I'm gonna upload my pin and do the right things. So like over here, right? I've got my title, my description, I got my 3 hashtags, and it is linking back. We already did that click, but it's linking back over to the directory right over there, you guys. So that is the easy way to do this, you guys. So good. Let me see where we're at with my slides, because sometimes I don't remember. Oh, where did it go?
While you're looking at that, it's really
Yeah.
important to have these posts be super interactive anyways, because as Google and all of these other AI bots are searching, they're looking for the ones that do have the interaction. They're looking for the posts that are out there that people are commenting on. Because if you have a post and your competitor has a post and one of them has 1 million comments on it and the other one has 3, which one do you think it's going to show you first?
Yep. Social proof, you guys. And that is huge. Social proof is a big, it shows those search engines that, oh, people are liking this, and likes and comments is social proof. And that's going to give that that's going to push that up into the ranks. So remember, our media engagements. All right. So we have our images, our short videos, our GIFs, our downloadable PDFs. I almost guarantee that no one is posting download PDFs as a media on your posts. All right. So the more time on the page, the stronger the search engine signals, more clarity, more conversations, that type of thing. Okay. So the strategy, from posting more, which we still want to post every day if we can, to posting smarter. All right. So we're not going to chase engagement. We don't have that constant pressure like Heather was talking about. We don't have that constant pressure to get back in there. But now we're creating evergreen school posts, remembering that they can get picked up by Google. We're using Pinterest. We're using other tools like YouTube and Substack, and we have it's growth over time. Okay. So we didn't even talk about YouTube and Substack, but we could use those other tools to put our links out there and drive more traffic back to these posts that we're doing. All right. So our checklist, we're really quick here. All right. I know we're running out of time. We'll keep your guys' time. Look at that, already at 1 o'clock. So we're using the right keywords. We're structuring it for SEO in the title and description. We're adding media. We're having a call to action. Click here. Using emojis. You guys, we're on Skool. Use emojis, right? Don't just post something without emojis. What in the world? Come on. Create 3 Pinterest pins. Can you create 3 Pinterest pins? That's like minimum for every single school post that we post, right? Right. Record a YouTube video, right? And publish or record a YouTube video summary. What in the world am I even talking about there? I don't even know. But we can do it on YouTube. We can promote, we can drive traffic back to in our YouTube videos, right? And we can publish consistently. So traffic is not luck, it's structure plus distribution, right? We have the right structure, and if we have the right distribution, we're going to get traffic. You can't just rely on luck. I mean, that's one of the most annoying things to me. You're like, yes, I'm in a group. I'm on a platform that can provide traffic, but it's not luck. We have to do the right things to help do that, right? So there we go. We are done with our talk today. The Skool and the directory, the Skool and Pinterest Skool and the directory, you guys, as the most powerful tool that we can use in 2026 today, as moving forward, as Skool grows like absolutely insanely, you guys, we are on the ground floor of what we were even doing. We didn't even mention this today, but I believe that public school posts are the new Reddit. All right. Everyone's going to Reddit to find answers because they know that it's there, but people should be going to Skool to find answers because the answers are actually there too. And now with these, as people realize and school owners realize that public school groups are the way to go if you can do it, if it makes sense, right? One thing we didn't even talk about today that someday you'll hear me and Heather talk about was we're talking about actually starting your own school for your own blog. Like, can you start a blog with that in mind? You're going to start a school and just use it as a blog. The tools and the things that Skool gives us with like going live and gathering email addresses. I mean, literally uploading video. I mean, it's a video hosting platform. It's like absolutely crazy. We can do that for like $9 on the hobby plan and have a blog. It's like, what are we even talking about? Right. So there's so many opportunities on Skool, especially with Pinterest and the directory. You guys get on that today. I thank you guys for joining us And Heather, if you want to close us, go right ahead.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming. I do want to let you guys know that we did have a little bit of an extra bonus for everybody who was
Yes.
joining, and I will announce the winner of that bonus after we're done because I have another call I do need to jump on to. But one lucky person today is going to win a pinned post inside of the directory on Skool where you can highlight the website, your community,
Love it.
whatever it is that you're promoting. Also, a 30-minute visibility and creative session with me where we can kind of go over this a little bit more in detail, a little bit slower, and I always call Tim the caffeinated squirrel. So he talks very fast. So if we want
Hey,
to slow it down a little bit, we'll do that for you.
listen,
And then
if
the
you
Pinterest.
if
Oh,
you're
go
watching
ahead.
this if you're watching this recording, just like put it on like 0.5 speed, and then you'll be fine. I'll sound weird, but it'll be slower.
Yes. And then you'll also get a Pinterest pack, which is 3 pins that I will create for you, and we will pin them along with your post inside of the directory. I will actually pin them over on Pinterest to drive traffic back to that post. So I will announce the winner of that after this session a little bit later today. But thank you everyone for coming. I had Tim's link in the comments. If you missed it, you can grab that
Go.
and join Pinterest School. The most important thing I want you guys to understand about Pinterest School is the support that you get. When you start pinning, if you want rapid growth, he hosts the Pinterest games. And so each day, as a premium member, I believe, correct?
No, anybody.
Anybody for Pinterest games? Um, you
Anybody.
you can go into the Pinterest games. You can post 3 pins, 3 links back to your Pinterest account where people will go back in and they'll actually like and they'll save or repin your pin. This is
Yep.
going to help drive traffic. And then because you're also helping other people do the same thing, you're getting your repins in for every day. So you're showing Pinterest that you're active on the platform, but you're doing it in a way that's helping other people that are in Pinterest School. So it's a beautiful ecosystem. If you're not in Tim's Pinterest School yet, please join and join in the games. It's a lot of fun.
It is, and I literally, I know we're going over, but listen, the Pinterest games was something I created like over almost, well, it was like over a year and a half ago, and it was something that like I started it. I knew it was going to be something that was big, and every single week we have, oh my goodness, I think last week we're already at 464 comments on that post, and like everybody posting and pinning and helping each other out, and just getting that extra boost of activity, and that helps, and it's fun to see what other people are creating as well and connecting and just getting that extra boost. And it's the only place to get it is inside of Pinterest School. No one else is doing it. People can try to recreate it, but it won't happen. But it's so fun. And literally, I love it. And I love seeing it come. I actually look back when I first started it and nobody was commenting. Nobody was commenting years, a year and a half ago. And now everybody's getting in there every single day and commenting and leaving their pins and interacting. And it's so awesome. But guys, get in there. We'll see you guys around, and I'll let you all in if you get in there. I promise. If you're not a spammer, I'm just joking. It's so crazy around here these days. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.